and the United States. Operation Frontier 3 is our third joint operation. The operational phase ran from 10th March to 7th May of 2026. This year, 10 member countries carried out proactive operation within their jurisdictions. Singapore, Hong Kong, Canada, Malaysia, Thailand, South Korea, Macau, Indonesia, Brunei, and the Maldives. Other alliance members supported us through intelligence sharing and coordination. Our approach is collaborative and dynamic, freezing suspect accounts, interviewing money mules, making arrests, and sharing intelligence across borders in real time. The results you will hear today reflect the collective strength of the entire alliance. Now, here is how this press will proceed. First, Assistant Commissioner of Police of Singapore will present the operational outcomes of Operation Frontier +3, followed by Singapore national outcomes. Following her statements, national outcomes will be presented by the respective speakers on behalf of their jurisdictions. Thereafter, we will open the floor for question and answers, and I will then deliver the closing remarks. Now, let me introduce our panel. I am Inspector Naveed from Maldives Police Service. From Singapore, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ms. Eileen Yap. From Hong Kong SAR, Senior Superintendent of Police, Ms. Fanny Kong. From Malaysia, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Madhavan Nair Unnikrishnan. From South Korea, Superintendent of Police, Mr. Sang Hyun Park. From Macau SAR, Principal Criminal Investigator, Mr. Un Hong Chon. From Malaysia, Deputy Director, Mr. Daniel Apriyadi. And from Brunei, Senior Superintendent of Police, Mr. Henry Amin. I also acknowledge that Canada and Thailand both were active contributors to Operation Frontier +3. While they are not present in today, their contributions are fully reflected in our operation result. I now invite Assistant Commissioner Eileen Yap of Singapore to address the conference. Thank you.
Hi, very good morning, everyone. I'm Assistant Commissioner of Police, Eileen Yap from Singapore Police Force. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, and it gives me great honor and pleasure this morning to share the results of our Operation Frontier +3. Now, we are very happy today that we have Anti-Scam Center representatives from 10 jurisdictions, namely Maldives, Singapore, Hong Kong SAR, Macau SAR, Korea, Malaysia, Brunei, Thailand, Indonesia, and Canada participating in the operation. For the period 10 of March to 7 May 2026, we have jointly investigated more than 7,500 subjects and arrested more than 3,000 individuals aged between 13 to 85 years old for their suspected involvement in scam cases. They are linked to 138,000 cases involving $752 million. And as the founder of Frontier Plus, we are very happy to announce that we have jointly come together to freeze more than close to 102 bank accounts involving $161 million for a scam victim, Now, I want to share that this is a lot of hard work by the Anti-Scam Center representatives from the 10 jurisdictions. So well done. Thank you very much. Great job. So now I'll share on our Singapore statistics. So during the same period, Singapore has arrested more than 1,000 individuals, investigated more than 1,000 individuals, and arrested 133 of them. They are involved in 3,000 over cases involving $54.7 million. And I'm also very happy this time around to share that we have recovered quite a large sum of money that is 27.5 million US dollar, and we have frozen more than 2,300 bank accounts. Now, these are the operation photos. Later on, we will share this with the press. You may say that Canada is not involved, but that's the flexibility of our Frontier Plus. Canada would like to involve more on asset recovery, and that is why for arrest, they did not provide us with the figure this time around. Now, I'll share on two very good cases of recovery and also the scam trend. Now, in the first case, we have a case of business-related impersonation scam. On the 9th of April, this CEO of a Singapore-based company actually received a WhatsApp call from the chairman of his board. And the chairman told him that, CEO, we are now involved in an acquisition project, but you have to keep it as a high secret. And you are now required to sign non-disclosure agreement, which is a common trait in scams. And also, we will create a special email account for you. On top of it, we will assign a lawyer to coordinate the acquisition. So believing that this is an indeed acquisition project, the CEO directed his chief financial officer to carry out all the fund transfer. Well, you can see from the chart, on 13th to 17th of April, what happened was they record funds from overseas as well as Singapore bank account and transfer them to two local bank accounts, OCBC bank accounts in Singapore. And then from these two local bank accounts in Singapore, the money was wired to Hong Kong bank accounts. So as part of our Frontier Plus collaboration and due to the efficiency of Hong Kong police force, they very swiftly uncovered 8.7 million US dollar fiat. And on top of that, Hong Kong police force have also uncovered $2.38 million in cryptocurrency. This is really very remarkable and unprecedented. And within Singapore, we have recovered 9.7 million for our scam victim. And in total, we recovered 20.8 million. So again, this is an excellent recovery, making up about 57%. Now, in the next case, this is a case of business email compromise scams. So what happened was, in this case, on the 28th of April, the scammer masqueraded as the supplier of this company. What they did was, they amended the domain name of the email address of the supplier by putting the I in the position of A and A in the position of I. And thereafter, they sent the email. So thinking that this is a real supplier with a new bank account disclosed, the victim actually transferred the money to a bank account in Oman. This is a new country that we are licensing with. We don't have the contact. They are not part of our Frontier Plus. But what happened was, we have a Frontier Plus member that is Dubai Anti-Fraud Center. We reached out to them and asked them if they know anyone from Oman. Immediately, they replied and connected us with the Royal Oman Police, who then linked us up with the bank in Oman. And from there, they monitored the bank account, and it was in fact over a weekend. And very quickly, through the assistance of Royal Oman Police, our Singapore Police Force, Anti-Scam, Anti-Fraud Center Dubai, as well as HSBC Singapore, we have successfully uncovered and recovered 6.6 million from the bank account. So this money has actually gone back to the scam victim. So this is another remarkable international cooperation. So at this point of time, I just want to share about the strong partnership within the Frontier Plus network that leads to unprecedented increase in the amount of recovery. Now that's all for my presentation, and I will now hand over to Hong Kong Police Force, Senior Superintendent Fanny.
Thank you, Madam Arlene. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Senior Superintendent Fanny Kong from the Commercial Crime Bureau of the Hong Kong Police Force. Today, I'm pleased to present the latest crime trend in Hong Kong and our achievement under Operation Frontier Plus. In the first quarter this year, Hong Kong recorded 9,427 deception cases, accounting for 46% of all crimes. While the number of cases dipped slightly by 0.6%, financial loss surged 19% to approximately 236 million US dollars. This sharp rise was driven by investment fraud, with loss climb up by 16.5%, and that of telephone deception, which exploded by 127% on a year-on-year comparison. Alarmingly, citizens aged 60 and above have become prime targets. In response, the Hong Kong Police Force is intensifying our fight against investment scams and prioritizing the protection of our elderly through targeted publicity and education programs to raise awareness and empower these vulnerable groups in our community. During Operation Frontier Plus, Hong Kong arrests 870 individuals aged between 13 and 83 across 742 cases involving online shopping fraud, telephone deceptions, investment fraud, and employment fraud. Most significantly, we intercepted about 69 million US dollar in crime proceeds from over 200 bank accounts. Of this amount, 95% stem from overseas referrals, including 23 million US dollar from Frontier Plus members' jurisdiction, representing over 1/3 of the crime proceeds we intercepted during the operation period. Riding on the landmark case involving 30 million US dollar, as highlighted by our Singapore counterparts, after victims' money came to Hong Kong bank accounts, it quickly moved into licensed securities firm and virtual assets trading platform. With timely intelligence exchange between our Anti-Deception Coordination Center and Singapore's Anti-Scam Command, our side intercepted 10 million US dollar, with about 20% being virtual assets and fiat money laundered through virtual assets platforms and securities firms. This case highlights a dangerous emergent trend. Fraud syndicates are shifting beyond traditional banks to faster, harder to chase financial and virtual assets channels. Our swift intervention not only recovered a substantial sum, but also strike a decisive blow against this sophisticated operation. We also dismantled a phishing syndicate that operates an SMS sending center impersonating the water supplies department. Victims were tricked into clicking malicious link and handing over credit card details, which the syndicates used for global online purchases. After 3 months of operation, we arrested 4 core members in March, completely neutralizing the syndicate. Furthermore, we swiftly tackled an emerging modus operandi targeting Chinese mainland students studying overseas. Fraudsters pose as mainland officials, falsely accusing victims of money laundering and coercing them to purchase gold pallets in Hong Kong for handing over to local agents. In April, we arrested 3 key syndicate members, disrupting these new threats and proactively sharing the intelligence with Frontier Plus and Interpol members. In conclusion, scams recognize no borders. Through Operation Frontier Plus, our real-time intelligence sharing, rapid fund chasing, and coordinated enforcement are forging a united global front that delivers real protection to communities everywhere. The Hong Kong Police Force remains unwavering in our rigorous enforcement against both local and cross-border frauds and money laundering. Thank you very much. Now, let me pass the floor to our Malaysian counterparts.
Thank you, Madam. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed partners from the Frontier Plus 3 enforcement agencies, and especially our valued media colleagues. Your presence here today is crucial in amplifying our mission and ensuring it reaches public effectively. I am Assistant Commissioner of Police, Madhavanaya Unnikrishnan from Royal Malaysia Police, specifically from National Scam Response Center, Malaysia. As one of the founding members of these Frontier Plus initiatives, the Royal Malaysia Police, RMP, through its National Scam Response Center, played a significant role in this operation, contributing to the dismantling of 57 criminal syndicates, the arrest of 1,451 individuals, and the recovery of more than Ringgit Malaysia 1.22 million, approximately USD 308,000 in fraud-related losses. Through enhanced cross-border banking coordination and synchronized real-time intervention mechanisms, Malaysian authorities successfully accelerated fundraising and account freezing processes. One notable case involved a telecommunication scam syndicate where Malaysian authorities, working closely with Hong Kong SAR's Anti-Deception Coordination Center ADCC counterparts, successfully mapped the fraudulent money trail up to the 4th layer of mule accounts and recovered approximately US dollar 116,000 from the syndicate network. Beyond financial enforcement actions, Operation Frontier Plus 3 also demonstrated the importance of rapid intelligence sharing in protecting vulnerable individuals from transnational criminal exploitation. On the 17th of April 2026, Malaysian authorities acted swiftly following an urgent alert from Macau SARs through this platform concerning a missing 17-year-old Chinese national suspected of being targeted for human trafficking or scam-related recruitment activities. Within less than 90 minutes before the individual's schedules arrived, the Royal Malaysia Police coordinated closely with Malaysia immigration authorities at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, KLIA, to intercept this teenager, prevent onward transit to Nepal, and facilitated this victim's safe return to Macau SAR the following day. The Royal Malaysia Police reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening international collaboration and intelligence sharing frameworks with regional and global enforcement partners to ensure that Malaysia does not become a transit hub or operational base for transnational scam syndicates. With that note, I would like to turn the floor over to the panel from South Korea, who will also share insights on the success of this operation. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Sang-Hyun Park, Superintendent of Police from the Korean National Police Agency. In October 2025, the Korean government has established the National Counter-Scam Bureau to respond to scam crime. During the Operation Frontier Plus 3, Korean police also carried out intensive crackdown, resulting in investigation of approximately 6,000 offenders and the arrest of 379 suspects. Today, I'd like to introduce 2 arrest cases and 1 SL recovery case among those achievements. This is the first case. The criminal group operated mainly from Cambodia and carried out 2 major types of scams. First, the suspects built emotional relationships through dating apps and induced victims to invest in cryptocurrency through fake trading platforms. The photo on the right shows the desk used by the criminal organization and the fake trading platform interface they used. Second, they committed so-called no-show scams by impersonating government agencies and requesting fake bulk chases from small business owners. To address crimes targeting Korean victims, Korean and Cambodian police have jointly established and operated the Cambodia-Korea Joint Task Force within the Cambodian police since November last year. Through joint operations involving the task force, the police of two countries and the Korean National Intelligence Service, all 27 suspects arrested locally were successfully deported to Korea and detained by March 17th. This is the second case. The criminal organization established scam call centers across several Southeast Asian countries, including Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia. The suspects threatened the victims by claiming that court documents had been issued and that their bank accounts were connected to criminal activities. Victims were told to follow instructions from fake financial authorities to avoid arrest. Victims were manipulated into isolating themselves into motel rooms and transferring money after taking out loans. The Korean National Police Agency shared the intelligence with Gyeonggi Nambu Provincial Police Investigation Unit. Korean investigators traveled to Thailand and conducted joint investigations with Thai authorities. They also interviewed 50 organization members held at a Bangkok immigration detention facility. In close cooperation with diplomatic authorities, 4 suspects were deported from Thailand to Korea on April 17th and 18th, where they were immediately arrested by Korean police at Incheon International Airport. Arrest warrants have also been issued for the remaining 11 suspects, and we plan to secure their deportation and arrest sequentially. Let me introduce a case of recovery of crime proceeds. In 2024, the victim was induced to transfer money after being falsely accused of involvement in an identity theft case. And last year, the Gangwon Provincial Police Agency confirmed that a Chinese court had ruled that the seized funds should be returned to the victim. It was later confirmed that the victim could receive the full amount by visiting China in person. The Korean officers accompanied the victim in March in this year. About 2 years later, the incident, the full amount lost was recovered and returned. This is the first case in which Korean law enforcement recovered voice phishing victim funds through foreign criminal proceeds. This concludes the briefing by Korean NCSB. Now I'll hand over the mic to Macau SAR.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Park. Good morning, everyone. I'm speaking on behalf of the Anti-Scam Coordination Center of Judiciary Police, Macau, China. Over the next few minutes, I will share the latest trend and current situation of Telegram and online scam cases in Macau. In recent years, Macau, like many regions worldwide, has faced a surge in online and telecom fraud. But here is the good news. Thanks to stronger public awareness and closer cooperation with the financial and telecom sectors, such cases have started to decline. Last year, 810 cases were reported. That's a 35% drop from the year before. However, the total financial loss from scam case in 2025 surged to 307 million Macau dollars, it representing a 32% increase year on year, which means few cases but bigger loss per case. From the financial point of view, the top 4 scams with the largest loss in 2025 were online investment scams. Second, impersonation of government agency. Third, fake customer service call. And fourth, romance scams. Altogether, these four types make up about 45% of all cases, but they cause and significate 91% of the total financial losses. So, what are we doing about it? Our strategy is simple: prevention, recovery, and combat. That means preventing scams before they happen, helping victims recover their money, and cracking down on the criminal networks behind them. Through close cooperation with the bank sector, the Judiciary Police intercepted 683 fraudulent transactions in 2025, involving nearly 85 million Macau dollars. While we become more efficient in blocking fund transfer, cross-border scam syndicates are also adapting, now making greater use of cryptocurrency and digital channels to move illicit money. So what next? The Judiciary Police of Macau aims to further strengthen cooperation with all members of the Frontier Plus framework, particularly in information, data, and intelligence sharing to combat scams together. We also seek to jointly tackle cross-border telecom and online fraud, as well as money laundering activities, and to expand the reach and impact of our global anti-scam network. That's all my summary. Next, I would like to hand the floor over to our Indonesian colleagues.
Thank you very much. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And for our fresh college, thank you for your presence, because it is very important in efforts to handle scams, especially in delivering information to the public. I'm Daniel Apriyadi, Deputy Director of FSA Indonesia for Indonesia Anti-Scam Center. To handling scams, we realize that cannot be done alone, but must be done together across the countries. That's why on May 2025, we joined the Frontier Plus. Indonesia approached the rise of digital financial scams as a serious and involving threat to public trust and economic resilience, requiring not only prevention, but also firm and strong enforcement. This is our statistic. Since the establishment of the Indonesia Anti-Scam Center from 20 November 2024 to 7 May 2026, Indonesia Anti-Scam Center have received more than 557,000 reported cases, with cumulative recovery of funds reaching $11.3 million. This reflects a sustained effort to strengthen rapid response mechanisms and victim restitution at the national level. Through our engagement in Operation Frontier Plus from 10 March to 7 May 2026, Indonesia Anti-Scam Center already recorded more than 66,000 reported cases, involving almost 119 suspicious accounts, bank accounts. To date, around 36.9% of these accounts, equivalent to almost 44 accounts, have been successfully blocked. From a financial perspective, total reported losses reached $9.74 million, while enforcement efforts have blocked $2.54 million and recovered $1.58 million for the victims. From a topology perspective, I want to share you the dominant scam categories include. The first one is e-commerce scams. And the second, impersonation through fake calls, social engineering attacks, investment scam, and job scams. In terms of the victim profile, the data indicates that scam exposure affect a broad segment of society. The distribution of victims is relatively balanced, with 54.8% female and 45.2% male, highlighting that scams risks are near universal and not confined to a specific group. Okay. Our operational focus has been clear: to disrupt illicit financial flows through rapid accounts blocking and maximize the recovery of funds. However, we emphasize that financial measures alone are not sufficient. Indonesia places primary importance on investigating and prosecuting scammers, as deterrence depends on clear accountability. In recent months, authorities or Indonesia Anti-Scam Center have intensified investigative actions, including direct interview of suspected scammer. We also address the cross-border dimension. Indonesia has conducted interviews with Indonesian nationals returning from overseas, including individuals linked to scam operation in Cambodia. This engagement provides critical insight into network structures, recruitment patterns, and operational roles. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to highlight several emerging scam patterns that have shown significant growing during the operational period. First, impersonation of tax authority through fake call, where victims are pressured to enable screen sharing, allowing scammer to capture credential and execute transaction in real time. And the second, e-commerce scam. They propose to the victim with below market price and shift transaction outside secure platform, removing all consumer protection. The third, concert ticket, K-pop maybe, for high demand events, exploiting urgency and trust through hijacked and impersonated social media accounts. The fourth, task-based investment scams, where initial small gains are used to build trust before larger funds are trapped in the withdrawals blocked. And the last is remote access social engineering scams, where victims are persuaded to install applications that grant full device control. This category has increased significantly by 177% within a single month. This evidence confirms that financial scams today are part of organized transnational ecosystem increasingly carried out by digitally capable actors and often involving complex cross-border arrangements. Going forward, Indonesia is committing to intensifying enforcement, strengthening cross-border collaboration, and closing the space for transnational scam networks to operate. For the conclusion, I would like to share you a nice quote. Trust is an essential foundation for digital financial markets. Without trust, the benefits of digitalization cannot be fully realized. Thank you. Now I hand over the mic to Brunei Darussalam.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Senior Superintendent of Police Hendry bin Haji Amin, Deputy Director of the Criminal Investigation Department of the Royal Brunei Police Force. I would like to briefly present the results of Operation Frontier Plus 3 within the context of Brunei Darussalam. This marks Brunei's first involvement in a Frontier Plus operations with a total deployment of 96 local officers. The Frontier Plus Alliance provided us with crucial data on the latest scam trends, modus operandi, and typologies from across member countries. This intelligence was instrumental in helping us identify key targets during our investigations. All arrests, interviews, and evidence gathering were conducted locally by the Royal Brunei Police Force. Throughout these operations, 193 scam cases were investigated with total loss amounting to 1.45 million USD dollar. We also arrested 14 individuals ranging in age from 23 to 68 years old. The most prevalent scam types identified were government official impersonation scams, like police, bank authorities, telcos, post office services. Second will be the e-commerce scams, social media impersonations, and loan scams. Here, I would like to highlight one specific case involving a government official impersonation scam. Last April, a 23-year-old man acting as a money mule runner was arrested. He had impersonated a police officer and was sent to collect cash directly from a victim. Okay, the facts of the case are as follows. The victim had already lost 21,000 after handing over the cash to an individual claiming to be a police officer. The scammer then contacted again, the second time, to the victim, instructing them to surrender an additional 25,000. However, by this time, the victim had already lodged a police report. Our officers were prepared and successfully apprehend the runner during the money pickup. Last Saturday, 16 May 2026, the suspect was sentenced to 20 months imprisonment for cheating. In conclusion, this first participation in Operation Frontier Plus has been highly productive. We investigate 193 cases, identified 1.45 million USD dollars in losses, arrested 14 subjects, including the 23-year-old runners caught in the act collecting 25,000. Here, our key takeaway from this operation is that while intelligence sharing is vital, speed is everything. Without instant freezing of funds and immediate takedown, scammer can easily escape. I now hand over to our counterpart from the Maldives Police Services. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Maldives Police and this Scam Center, I am pleased to present our national outcomes for Frontier Plus 3. From 10th March to 7th May 2026, 41 police officers of our anti-scam center worked tirelessly as part of this joint operation. We investigated over 349 scam cases. The total financial loss reported by Maldivian victims exceeded 4 million MVR, specifically 4,025,424 rupiah. Through rapid intervention, we froze 664 bank accounts and successfully recovered approximately 1.166 million MVR. These figures remind us that early reporting is critical. The sooner the victim comes forward, the higher the chance of recovering funds. We focus heavily on identifying money mules, individuals used by scammers to move stolen funds. 574 suspects were interviewed, 490 males and 84 females. 16 arrests were made, all male aged between 19 to 48 years. This shows that criminal networks recruit from a wide demographic. Every arrest weakens the infrastructure that enables scam. Our analysis revealed 4 dominant scam types. E-commerce scam, out of 349, 186 cases were e-commerce. And we observed currency exchange scams, out of which is 48 cases. Also, we have observed investment scams and BEC during the operation, where funds move to accounts in other jurisdictions. In one such case involving a Frontier Plus member country, we received full and timely support from our partner. The assistance demonstrates the practical value of our alliance. In closing, the Maldives reaffirms its commitment to the Frontier Plus alliance. We thank our fellow members for their cooperation and urge our citizens to remain vigilant. This concludes the presentation of national outcomes for Operation Frontier Plus 3. I now open the floor for questions. Please state your name and affiliation before posing your question. You may address any member in the panel. Thank you.
Nazahat Raj TV. Given that there are many organizations already emphasizing internal collaborations, what specific advantages does Frontier Plus offer? And could you tell us a bit more about the collaboration features that directly translate into measurable improvements in terms of efficiency, innovation, or outcomes?
Hi, thank you very much for the question. Frontier actually has a special meaning. It stands for Funds, Recovery, Operations and Networks Team, Inspiring Effective Resolution. So it started as a public-private partnership in Singapore, but in October 2024, we have decided to bring it forward to the next level to involve anti-scam center representatives from internationally. So the purpose is really funds recovery. That is our mandate and is also our key focus. Compared to some other international alliance, they focus mainly on busting scam syndicates. We are really focusing on mitigating victims' losses. So once you join, you are with us, we will provide you with the point of contact from our Frontier Plus members, direct contact. So we remove away the intermediary, which will sometimes take time. Intermediaries can be the International Cooperation Department or the National Central Bureau. So you go direct to the contact, and that will increase our chance of fund recoveries. So this is really about real-time intervention. And under Frontier Plus, we will come together to do information sharing as well as intelligence development. So sometimes in the course of our operation, we will uncover bank accounts or phone numbers that belongs to a certain country, and we share that directly so that they can take intervention action very quickly. Finally, it's really about coordinated enforcement. We will do at least one international enforcement every year. Just like this year, we are holding it, we are doing it, and we are holding the conclusion meeting in Maldives. And we want to take this chance to thank Maldives Police Service Anti-Scam Center, led by Adam, for coordinating this. We have learned a lot from each other over the last 3 days, and really thank the media and the Maldives authorities for coming together to help us fight scams. Thank you.
My second question is, since this is the third operation, when it comes to success, how would you describe this journey?
I would say that the success is great. I recall that in our Frontier Plus One operation, which only involves Malaysia and Singapore, that was the test operation. We recovered 2 million Singapore dollars. And in our Frontier Plus 2, we recovered 19.4 US dollars. And in Frontier Plus 3, we recovered 161 million US dollar. So I think the results says for itself. It's very clear that we are improving and we are doing better than the past.
My third question is to Naveed. Amu miha scam vairuga emme boda amu miha ge concern ki fasali benaton watanonto. Kobato mige sababung success rate annane badalaki ki havri gummi debeto targeting obeto safkotefa.
Yes, I would like to have a little translation on the question. So she was asking what could be the benefit for Maldives for our victims joining Frontier Plus. Like Eileen was mentioning, Frontier Plus has a special connection between the jurisdiction where our primary focus is on funds recovery. So within our Frontier Plus jurisdictions, immediately fundraising is much more faster than other established international collaborations. Thank you.
Ilham from PSM News. My question is, as we have seen from your presentations that there are different type of scams, and we are seeing that scammers change their tactics a lot. So how are the member countries keeping up with this change of tactics, and what are the preventive measures that the member countries are taking?
Thank you. Maybe I answer these questions on behalf of all Frontiers members. So as my presentation before, scammers change their MO as well. For what we have seen, we are now facing more investment fraud and more telephone deception. And the method they use to channel the crime process to to overseas so as to prevent our chasing is also different. From previously, the scammers will use the what we call money mute account in the banking system to transfer money out of the jurisdiction. But now they are more likely to use cryptocurrency, and they will use the virtual assets trading platform and also securities firms to drain their money out from the victim's pocket. So for Hong Kong, as an example, we set up the Virtual Assets Intelligence Task Force in December last year. This task force is very like a public-private partnership network involving the Custom and Excise Department of Hong Kong, as well as the market participants and also regulators. So from this platform, we share intelligence and empowered our private partners on the scam trends. So I think this kind of intelligence sharing is very effective in tackling fraud that we are facing. Thank you.
If I may add some more on that from Malaysia, Madhavan. I think on that note, the question that you asked, technology is like going advanced, and day by day it's advancing. And what we do in Malaysia, we does in Malaysia, like most importantly, law amendments, because we do believe in severe punishment as well. So in past 2 years, we have amended the cybercrime law, and we are coming out with the new cybercrime law as well, to be together parallelly advancement in law amendments as well. And secondly, on the public-private partnership, working enforcement agencies working in silo is no more the trend anymore, because the future is now. So public-private partnership, we are learning from each other, and it is important as well, I think, and we are doing it, and it's running. And to add on to the first question just now, also what benefits we get it from this Frontier Plus 3. For example, the case I shared just now, intelligence sharing. So through this platform, any urgent cases or immediate assistance, we know whom to call immediately. For example, we managed to save the 17-year-old boy from the Chinese, from the request from the Macau SAR. So immediately we gave the assistance, and we managed to save a potential victim. It is important. So Frontier Plus 3 is not only on recovery, fund recovery, also saving lives. Thank you.
From the Brunei Darussalam context, we are new because we just set up last year as a members as 20th July 2025. Okay. So, what's benefit? And we know that cybercrime is evolving. The MO is evolving. The tactic is always change, time to times, very quick. So this is when the Frontier Plus, without any red tape, okay, we're sharing all the latest MO. So this information from our contacts, this way, this information, the MO, who's the suspect, what not to do, what to do, okay? This is when we share this information and we share to our media, public awareness, because this public is the most thing is the first defense on cyber. So this is the public awareness of the latest scams which is happen in other countries. So at least we make sure our public, the first defense, a line of defense, to avoid, to know the latest, the modus operandi, or this must be scam. That's all. Thank you.
Maybe I'll just share a little bit about the Singapore strategy. So like what Brunei has shared, speed is of the essence when it comes to scam fighting. So in Singapore, our speed stands for first and foremost, as stakeholders, we think that we need to collaborate very strongly with our public-private partnership as well as international partners, that is stakeholders. P stands for policies. It's really not just about enforcement. We need to come out with good policies. So in Singapore, we have enhanced our money laundering law. And we even operationalize and come up with the law against SIM cards subscriber abusers. So what we do is that in the past, we have to deploy Computer Misuse Act against them, and then it was very challenging for us to prove an offense. But now in Singapore, if you subscribe a phone line, and if the phone line is being used in scam activities, we can charge you. Yeah, and we have also interestingly enhanced our sentence, punishment against scammers, as well as money mules. For instance, we operationalize caning against all these scammers as well as egregious money mules. Now the next is E, enforcement. So earlier we have shared about coordinated enforcement, and I would also like to highlight that Malaysia, Royal Malaysia Police did really well in Frontier Plus 3. They busted 52 transnational syndicates. That is really remarkable. Next, E, education. So we know that the way to combat scams is really to have a discerning members of the public who are very vigilant and they are resilient against scams. So we continue with our public education projects. And one of the initiatives that we have was that we came to understand that scammers are reaching out to our victims via WhatsApp and Telegram. So we do a small clip of a bite-sized video and then we disseminate via WhatsApp and Telegram as well. So that's very effective. And finally, D, disruptions. We want to increase the operating cost of all our scammers. So what we did was we freeze bank account, we terminate phone lines, we take down social media accounts, and we block websites. So we block them, targeting our scam victims. So that is why we say that speed is of the essence when it comes to scam fighting. Yeah, with that, thank you.
Thank you for your attention and your questions.
Maybe. Okay, thank you. Maybe I will share a strategy of Indonesia to combating scam. Actually, Indonesia is a little bit different with other countries. We are not, the anti-scam center, we are not directly under the police officer, but under the task force. By mandate law of our law, we get the mandate to form a task force to handle activities without legal permits in financial sector. So one of uniqueness this task force is this task force consists of 21 institutions within 2 authorities, 6 agencies, and 13 ministry agencies in Indonesian National Police, of course, Indonesian Prosecutor Office, State Intelligence Agency, and 13 ministries, Home Affairs, Foreign Affairs, Communication, and Digital. So this task force made Indonesia Anti-Scam Center. And what's the strategy of Indonesia Anti-Scam Center? The next is we will develop our information system. And the second is we will strengthening our scam prevention. And the third one is we strengthening synergy and collaboration, like we joined Frontier Plus just now. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you for your attention and your questions. Today Today you heard the results of Operation Frontier Plus 3 and the national outcomes from 8 member countries. These numbers represent victims protected, criminal networks disrupted, and nations working together in practice. The Frontier Plus Alliance began with 6 countries in October 2024. Today we are 14 and still growing. Our commitment remains clear: share intelligence, act decisively, and protect our citizens. I thank every member agency for their dedicated and the media for your interest. As a representative from Maldives, I express our deep gratitude to the Alliance for trusting us. To host this operation conclusion, it's an honor we greatly appreciate. This press conference is now concluded. Shukriya, thank you.